Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Juvenile Minds. Today, we're diving into a topic that's becoming increasingly common in our lives: social media and its impact on self esteem. We all know that social media platforms have become an important part of modern society, transforming the way we connect, share experiences, and even how we see ourselves and others. But we have to admit, social media isn't all sunshine and rainbows. It comes with its fair shares of positives and negatives, and that's what we're here to talk about today. In particular, we will be talking about its influence on our mental well being, especially when it comes to self esteem. The truth is, social media has revolutionized the way we interact with the world. It allows us to stay connected with loved ones across the world, share our passions, and even advocate for important causes. It can be an incredible platform for empowerment and building communities, fostering a sense of belonging and support. However, alongside those positive aspects, there's another side to social media that we can't ignore. It's the world of perfectly filtered photos and perfect lives that lead people to feel inadequate, comparing themselves, and even the fear of missing out. I think it's pretty common to find ourselves scrolling through our Instagram feeds, comparing our lives to the posts of others, and feeling like we just don't measure up to them. We might wonder why our lives don't seem as exciting or as perfect as theirs. So, throughout this episode, we'll talk about the positives and negatives of social media, and we'll explore how it can uplift us, but also how it can impact our self esteem and mental well being. First, let's talk about the positives of social media. For one, it allows us to better communicate with family and friends who don't live close to us, and it can keep us close even with the long distance between us. Another thing is platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube gives people the opportunity to show the world their talents and creativities, which can boost their confidence and pride in their abilities. A lot of people also use social media to advocate and raise awareness about important issues like mental health, body positivity, and inclusivity. The body positivity movement on social media empowers people to embrace their bodies and promote a more accepting environment. Social media also gives people the access to educational content. Many content creators also share their journeys of overcoming challenges and reminds people that they're not alone in facing hardships. These are the positive aspects of social media, and there's more to that, but let's dive into the negatives of social media.
So, as mentioned by Michelle, social media can be a platform where people can advocate for body positivity. However, it can also be a place where people often compare themselves, leading them to strive for unrealistic beauty standards. And before we learn about how these standards are spread within social media, let's better understand the meaning of it. So the definition is a set of values applied to the appearance of both men and women to be regarded as beautiful and handsome in order to rightly fit into the community. And this is just a side note, but I believe that beauty standards for women are definitely way higher than it is for men. They have always been like unachievable and like basically unrealistic. So now let's dive into the ways that these standards are spread by using a famous internet sensation as an example. Kylie Jenner, a prominent figure in the world of entertainment and social media, has undoubtedly had a significant impact on popular culture, particularly in the realm of beauty standards. Kylie Jenner's rise to fame largely coincided with her noticeable physical transformation, which included enhancements such as lip fillers and cosmetic surgeries. And these transformations garnered significant attention and ultimately contributed to the popularization of a certain aesthetic ideal that many young people strive to achieve. Consequently, Jenner unintentionally perpetuates unrealistic beauty standards. So her lip kits, Kylie Jenner lip kits, gained massive popularity upon their release and sparked a significant trend in the beauty industry. There are several problematic aspects associated with lip kits, these Kylie lip kits that deserve attention and scrutiny. Along with these issues, many people accuse her of capitalizing off of these beauty standards, along with the insecurities of her fans who strive to have big lips like her. By promoting these lip products, Jenner perpetuates unattainable beauty standards that put immense pressure on these young people, especially women, to conform to a certain ideal, and this can lead to body image issues, low self-esteem, and even dangerous practices like excessive plastic surgery. So now I just want to mention how beauty standards can be different from all over the world. And an example can be China versus America. So in China, I noticed that the beauty standard is often pale skin and heart-shaped lips and basically an extremely skinny body. However, in America, people prefer like bigger breasts and a bigger butt and tan skin rather than pale skin. And this just shows that everyone has different standards and it's impossible to become perfect or meet these standards. Adding on to what I said about like the different standards between men and women, according to the statistics, approximately 91% of women are unhappy with their bodies and 5% naturally possess the supposed beauty standards. However, for men, only 40% are unhappy with their body. But I do want to mention that men are expected to be strong and masculine rather than weak-minded. So I feel like most of the times their insecurities are disregarded and they're basically told to deal with it. Most of these standards result in young adults having a bad body image of themselves and causes them to become more insecure. So for more depth about what body image is a combination of the thoughts and feelings that you have about your body. So in other words, the way you see your body in your mind rather than what you see in reality. And basically, this consists of what people tell you about your own body as well as comparing yourself to beauty standards. And it creates this kind of fake image in your mind rather than what you see in reality. And this can also lead to body checking, which is repeatedly checking your weight and shape through behaviors like self-weighing, staring in the mirror, comparing yourself with others, or pinching your body parts to assess for fat and muscle. This is an extremely unhealthy mindset, and it can also lead to eating disorders. Moving on to statistics, 42% of first through third graders want to be skinnier, and this is extremely alarming since these are children we're talking about, and almost half of them are also comparing themselves. And this can lead to eating disorders at a young age, and it can hinder their development. In US adult women, 60% thought they were too heavy. On the other hand, 41% of men thought they were too heavy. The difference in these statistics really show the difference in the standards as mentioned before. And more than 40% of women and about 20% of men agreed they would consider cosmetic surgery in the future.
And more about the beauty standards, some influencers don't just get cosmetic surgery and claim it to be natural, but they also Photoshop their pictures and claim it to be natural as well. I feel like this starts a cycle between the influencers and their fan, where the influencers are now pressured to continue upholding their perfect image, or they'll get exposed for lying, whereas their fans are continuously comparing themselves to the unrealistic image of their celebrity. A study conducted by the University of Pennsylvania found that participants who spent more time on social media platforms reported feeling worse about their own appearance due to comparisons with others' edited and filtered photos. And this is just the beauty aspect of the negatives of social media. Another one is cyberbullying. As Joy mentioned previously, beauty standards are different in every culture and is subjective as well. This being said, there are so many cyberbullies on the internet who attack people and celebrities for their appearance. Like on TikTok, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's videos like celebrities I don't find attractive, and they put a mean and degrading caption for every celebrity shown. And there's people in comments of TikToks made by people who are not celebrities and are just trying to live their life saying mean things about that person's video, either attacking their appearance or their content. These are just a few examples I've seen, but there's also another type of cyberbully where people are just bullying just to bully. And I feel like people are more confident about bullying online anonymously since they're braver behind the screen and they say the cruelest things ever. Cyberbullying affects millions of people worldwide, leading them to be emotionally distressed, have anxiety, and even suicidal thoughts. But these aside, even just spending too much time on social media can cause someone to feel bad. For instance, a study published in the Journal of Social and Clinical Psychology found that limiting daily social media use to just 30 minutes per day for 3 weeks significantly reduced feelings of depression and loneliness among participants. Now we're going to move on to personal experiences. Joy, what are your experiences with the influence of social media?
Well, whenever I scroll on like TikTok or any other social media platform, I would see like these very pretty like East Asian women, like those Douyin girls with
Mm-hmm.
big eyes and big double eyelids. And even though some of them were obviously very edited, I would still like kind of compare myself with them and then basically just stare in the mirror for hours and just trying to flip my eyelids into big double eyelids. And then I remember this one time in middle school, I begged my mom to like go to Korea with me to get double eyelid surgeries. But yeah, what about you?
Yeah, for double eyelids, for me, I was born with monolids, and I used to be insecure about them, and I'd rub my eyes to get double eyelids. And at the time, I was like 4 years old. But aside from that, I also had like relatives in China offering to pay money for my double eyelid surgery when I was a baby when they first saw me. And obviously, they didn't mean any harm, but that was just like how their minds were like wired, I guess, to work as they grew up in a society where beauty standards were like a big thing. But I think that the stereotype where double eyelid is the beauty standard increased by a lot as social media became widespread.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I also feel like the body images of people have also worsened as a result of these beauty standards being spread by social media. So, you know how most people say skinny as a compliment? Like, OMG, girl, you're so skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was little, I would always get compliments like these, and I just feel like it's really toxic to correlate beauty with being skinny, since that's just completely wrong. Like, the your body size does not determine your beauty, and I feel like this can cause even more insecurities, and it's just a toxic standard overall, since it can isolate the people who wouldn't be considered as conventionally skinny.
Yeah, and like a little bit of like what I've seen regarding body images, like have you seen some of those like people on the body positivity movement on social media support obesity?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean like yeah, accept the appearance, but like and like don't make fun of people for being obese, but at the same time being obese isn't like really healthy. So encouraging people to think that obesity is okay is also kind of like toxic and negatively influence people's life and health. And obviously this is like excluded from people who are like obese due to medications and stuff since they can't really control it. And I just feel like in general, talking about someone's body appearance wise is a sensitive subject because you never know whether or not they have an eating disorder or if their body is due to medication or like, just basically you never know what someone is going through.
Yeah, I feel like if you were to compliment someone, don't compliment their body at all, since there's so much other things you can compliment them on. Our main purpose of this episode is to shine light on these absurd beauty standards and hopefully strengthen as well as promote the process of dispelling these standards. Through the use of social media, many young women are exposed to the idea of these toxic societal expectations labeled as beauty and have caused eating disorders, body dysmorphia, as well as many other mental health disorders. We wish our viewers can take away from this episode that beauty is subjective and there's no need to compare yourself to others because at the end of the day, you can't satisfy everyone in the world. Live your life how you want to live and decide for yourself what is considered beautiful.
So, to conclude this week's episode, we've discussed how social media can affect our self esteem in both positive and challenging ways. We explored how it can help us connect with loved ones, show off our talents, and support important causes, but we also saw how comparing ourselves to others on social media can make us feel bad about our bodies and self worth, especially for young people. As we use social media, let's be careful about what we follow and make sure it's positive and real. And talking about beauty standards, let's remember that our value isn't based on what others think but on our unique qualities and inner strength. By being kind online and supporting each other, we can make social media a place that lifts us up and makes us feel good about ourselves. Let's embrace our worth, challenge unrealistic norms, and create a more inclusive and positive digital world together.